Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Tammy. Are you still at Paul's?
I just left. I'm heading home now. The counter-protest is perfectly safe, Mom. I just want to help Paul with this one last thing, before we move back. He needs all the friends he can get. Without us, he'll lose. And so will this town. I promise I won't get into any trouble. Nobody's even talked to P.A.B. All of us are perfectly safe.
Well, all right. Just be careful walking home, okay?
I always am.
Warren, who is that at the door? What? What do you mean it's P.A.B.?
Wait, did you just say P.A.B.? Hello, Mom? Did you say P.A.B. is there?
P.A.B. is everywhere.
Hunter, are you following me? Fucking stalker.
Stalker? Wow, you're starting to remind me of Rachel. Just relax, Tammy. I'm not here to hurt you.
Bullshit.
Listen, if we wanted to go after you, we'd have done it long ago.
Oh, and P.A.B. showing up at my house to harass my family isn't going after us?
Eliezer and his grandmother showing up on your doorstep is hardly threatening to your family.
Then why are they there at all? And why are you following me from Paul's house?
I'm only seeing what Paul's up to.
You mean you're spying on us?
So as I was about to say, this is as good a time as any. Because you're moving back to Arizona soon, and I don't think you want any more trouble.
How did you know that? I haven't even told my friends yet.
That was Eliezer that just texted. Looks like your parents told them. So like I said, I don't think you want any more trouble. Especially involving yourself with Paul's plan.
Plan? What plan?
Your mother also told Eliezer something about a counter-protest?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen to me. You don't want to get caught up in this. And neither does Paul. Especially since you'll be moving away, and none of this will even matter to you anymore.
And what if I do? What if I want to help my friends? You have no right to tell me this doesn't matter to me.
Encouraging your friends to fight a losing battle is not helping them.
I'm never gonna see your side.
Just between you and me. P.A.B. has made some big moves against our enemies today. And even though Eliezer doesn't want to, he's been forced to squeeze them out.
What's your point, Hunter?
My point, Tammy, is that we're winning. And unless you have an army of your own, which you don't, that's not gonna change. Think about it. We've beaten Paul and Simon many times already. Don't you want to leave here knowing they're safe? That you're safe?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to tell him to just give up. It'll break his heart.
The bullying broke all of our hearts, Tammy. You don't understand the pain a lot of us had to endure. Mentally, as well as physically. See this scar on my arm? I got it when Harrison shoved me into a wall. He kept shoving. And shoving. And never stopping. By that point, I had been kicked. Punched. Spat on. And hit with a goddamn skateboard. All for standing up to that fucking prick, and his gang. Isn't it better for the whole town, if we bring these people to justice? The best way to do that is if we work together, not against each other.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to call Eliezer. He'll explain the details.
Fine. I'll hear him out. As long as it helps Paul. What's his number?
Hello.
Eliezer. This is Tammy.
Wow, you actually called. I wasn't expecting you to.
Eliezer, you sound a little different.
Confident is the word you're looking for. I had my doubts at first, going into that hospital to confront Rufus. But I proved to myself just how strong I am.
Okay. So, what do you want from me?
I want you to show your support for P.A.B. in the school paper. And tell Paul to join us at our rally, rather than work against us.
You really think he's gonna support you? That organization of yours made our school a living hell. I can't even walk the halls in between classes without having my bag checked 100 times.
It's what the elected student council agreed on, as did the parents, and eventually, as did the school board. You're in the minority. I know these measures are upsetting to some, but they're necessary to flatten the curve of bullying at our school. And believe me, they're working. As you know, incidents of bullying at Gilroy Rose are at an all-time low.
Just the ones that are reported.
Tammy, if you've seen any bullying going on, I encourage you to report it.
Eliezer. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing what you're asking of me.
Well, that's unfortunate. Your mom began to see our side once my grandmother and I explained it to her. I'd say she's now quite receptive to P.A.B. Just not toward Janet.
Yeah. Turns out having a crazy psycho Karen as your leader doesn't win you brownie points.
Believe me, Janet is far from a Karen. I've seen worse ones in England.
Never been there, don't care.
Okay, cool. Hunter's still there with you, right? Can you put me on speaker, please?
Fine. You're on speaker.
Hunter, could you please tell Tammy about how P.A.B. has just sponsored her family's grocery chain?
Of course. It'll be my pleasure. Take a look at this, Tammy.
That's my uncle in front of his store.
And all those people around him? They're all P.A.B.
But why?
Think of it as our way of apologizing. And also, a way to sweeten the pot a bit. Come on, Tammy, surely you can convince Paul that this is all pointless, and that we're all on the same team. Besides, it doesn't cost you a thing. And only helps you and your family before you move away.
All right. I'll do it.
How are you feeling?
I'm managing, I suppose.
I thought you would have wanted my grandson here as well. He did save your life.
Please don't try guilt-tripping me.
Oh, it has nothing to do with guilt. You're just a very strange young man. I always felt that.
And I hope you don't mind me saying. But you have a very strange family, ma'am.
Oh, I don't mind at all. In fact, I take that as a compliment. Because I think I know what you're going to say.
Am I that obvious?
For someone such as myself, who has had a lot of life experience. Yes, it is obvious.
Go on.
I see a wounded little boy. Trying to protect himself. You find it hard to believe that my husband and grandson helped you the way they did.
That's why I said it was strange.
Sometimes, you just have to let people in.
I did that once. With Flint. He gave me a chance. Then Wilford Heights caught up with me. I'm sure you can put the pieces together.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your husband doing this? Giving up his life, for a total stranger.
We knew the day would come. Doug and I don't always see eye to eye. But, I understand what he's trying to do.
And what's that?
Save the future. Speaking of Doug, I'm going to stop by the grocery store on the way home and get the ingredients for dinner tonight. I'm making corned beef and cabbage.
Corned beef and cabbage?
That's right. In case you were unaware, it's St. Patrick's Day today.
Right. The green shirt.
My husband, traditional Irishman that he is, loved corned beef and cabbage every St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to make that tonight. For him.
Sounds good.
Thank you for carrying in the groceries, Rufus. You're very kind.
I owe you. You have my respect.
And you have mine.
Don't you think you're putting a little too much trust in me?
Sometimes. But I have a feeling my faith is not misplaced.
Are those all your grandchildren in that picture?
Yes. That's all of them. Clockwise from the top, that's Lana, Curtis, Josh, Darcy. Then Madison, Liam, and Grant. Then Cindy, and the twins Ian and Luke. And of course, Paul and Talia. They are our pride and joy.
Must be nice. Having grandparents to be close to.
Did you not know your grandparents?
No, I only ever knew my mother really. Never understood my dad.
Paul did say you didn't seem to get along with that man.
Yeah. I guess he saw that firsthand. When he followed me home. I didn't mean to hurt him that day. Not really. I just didn't know how to handle it properly. I never thought anyone would ever follow me home and see how I lived.
You should tell my grandson that. It would bring both of you some peace, I think. But right now, how about we put these groceries away? Then I'll show you to your room. How's the room?
It's nice.
Certainly better than sleeping on the floor of a gas station, I think.
I noticed your house has a security camera system.
Yes, we do. I'm surprised you recognized what it is.
Flint has a similar security cam set up at his gas station.
That's good. I admit, I feel much more protected with them.
I'm curious. Why do you feel the need for security cameras? It's not like your house is a prime target.
Not particularly, no. We had them installed a few years ago, when Paul was being bullied. Listen, Rufus. Dinner won't be ready for a couple of hours. Why don't you go get freshened up? You can use the shower in the master bedroom. Towels are in the linen closet. I'll lay out some of Doug's clothes for you. I believe they should fit. And then afterward, if you like, you can use our phone to call your friend at the gas station. I'm sure he would love to hear from you.
You would let me do that?
Of course. This is your home now too. For as long as you need.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate the hospitality.
Please, call me Marissa.
Thank you, Marissa.
Hello. Who's this?
It's Rufus.
Rufus. This is incredible. Are you okay? How are you able to call me?
I'm fine. You remember Paul Sanchez, the kid I told you about? His grandmother's letting me stay at her house. It's a long story, but listen. I think once I feel a bit better, I might be able to come back.
You sure that's what you want? I mean, a grandmother's house, with a nice warm bed and good food. Sounds a lot better than what I have here.
I owe you the help. Besides, while I appreciate her offering me her home, it just feels wrong to stay here.
Listen, Rufus. Something's come up over here, and I'm not so sure you should be around for it.
Lay it on me.
Remember that kid you dealt with when you first got here, Gideon?
Yeah. What about that prick?
Well, his old man is the sheriff of this town, and it turns out, he's one of the officers who arrested you.
What? Seriously?
I think Gideon wants to press charges against you for assault. But I didn't tell him where you might have gone. Not that I knew anyway.
Thanks for the heads up.
Not saying that you can't come back. But maybe wait a couple months, till this blows over. Also gives me time to make you a proper room here.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
I'm so conflicted about the whole thing though.
Well, if your mom says it's what's best, and if it's what's best for Paul, then isn't it worth doing?
But if P.A.B keeps running the school the way they are.
Okay, you're good to go.
And of course, we just had to get Hunter, didn't we?
Mrs. Patterson isn't really a big fan of these checkpoints either.
Doesn't matter. Let's just get this over with.
So, what are you two doing? Any plans tonight?
Nope, no plans.
Is that so?
You're both good to go.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. Isn't it great how P.A.B has stepped up to make our school safer?
Yeah, brilliant. We'll just be off to history class now. Bye.
So I guess Hunter approached you too? With a request from Eliezer?
P.A.B doesn't seem to do requests, only demands. But yeah, he did, Friday night. So what did he ask you?
The marching band needs to show up at the rally to support P.A.B. He also said I need to convince Paul not to put on a counter-rally. Which I agree with, to be honest. Paul doesn't need any more trouble, and neither do we.
Maybe lower your voice a bit. I think a few of these students are with P.A.B. You never know if they're trying to listen in on us.
As much as I don't like being spied on, I'm just saying that going up against P.A.B. ended badly for everyone last time. Paul included. It's why I didn't help out before.
If nobody does anything, then they'll keep getting away with this for years.
Right. But this problem is bigger than us. What can we possibly do about it? They are a lot of adults, with nearly limitless resources. And we're just a bunch of kids. Even taking down Harrison was a long shot. But at least we had a chance then. I just can't see Paul winning here.
What if Paul were to, I don't know, turn people against P.A.B. at the rally?
That won't happen. Everyone is too scared.
Just like they were of Harrison.
All right, class, let's get started.
Marissa, I'm back from school. Marissa?
Oh, Paul. I'm so sorry, I was just caught up in my thoughts. You're here to see Rufus, I assume. He's such a lovely young man. Reminds me a bit of... Well, never mind.
You're upset about Bumpa.
I still can't believe that soon. He won't be here anymore. The hospital called this morning. They said his condition is worsening.
I just finished mowing the back lawn. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that silly camera. I think it's caught the neighbor's cat running across the yard again.
You still have the camera system hooked up?
Yes. We saw no point in removing it. That would be a waste of money. Well, I'll go and get some refreshments. You two must have a lot to catch up on.
So, you've recovered.
I don't intend for people to be afraid of me.
But you're used to it, aren't you? You had to control the students somehow.
Sure I did. But fear was Harrison's way of doing things. It's better that they respect you than fear you, even if that respect is an illusion.
Why is that? Don't you think it's wrong to build everything on a lie?
People lie all the time. And sometimes, it's for the greater good. If I didn't hold power over the school, someone else would have. As you saw with Harrison. I saw an opportunity, and I took it. As anyone else would have done.
I was popular at school for a while. Still am a bit, I guess. But I didn't get there by doing what you did. And I didn't want to.
Don't lie. You were tempted.
A bit, yeah. But then I remembered Harrison. And I didn't want the limelight.
Because you're scared of it.
Maybe I am, I don't know. I just want to live my life, without any bullshit.
That's impossible. As everyone eventually learns.
That was nice of you. To mow the lawn for my grandmother.
Changing the subject?
I just think it's strange. I've never seen you act like this before. Is it because you need us?
Partly, yes.
So, you're just using my grandmother?
No. I respect her. Your grandfather too. Is it so hard to believe that I'm capable of that?
Honestly? Yeah, kind of. You never were respectful to me before.
I had no reason to respect you, Paul. You might think you were special. But you were just another student at school.
Your whole system made no sense. When you came up to me and Simon, it freaked us the hell out.
You're not the first to say that.
Really? I thought I was the only one.
Far from it. That kid Eliezer confronted me about it 3 days ago.
He went to visit you?
It was an unsolicited disturbance.
Yeah. P.A.B. tends to do that. I saw the video of you with them, in front of the police station. But don't worry. I'm working on a way to stop them.
You can't stop them. I'm done with this town, Paul. My stay here is only temporary. In about 2 months or so, I'll be out of here and you'll never see me again. It's better that way. I've made too many mistakes here.
How could you say that? I thought we were getting along. I thought that you could help out.
As pathetic as Eliezer seems, he did make a good point. Once I lost control of the school to Harrison. That was it for me.
No, it wasn't. You could have done something about Harrison. I offered you that chance, even years later.
Harrison felt I was too soft. Once he convinced Dwayne and Randy of it, that was the end. What he didn't realize was what you exploited.
I get it. He went in too heavy. And eventually, it caught up with him.
Yes. But it wasn't entirely his fault.
What do you mean? He totally did all that shit. And you could have prevented it.
Yes, I could have. I didn't believe it was my responsibility before. Until a good friend showed me it was. But it's too late now to do anything about it.
Okay, but you still haven't explained how it's not entirely Harrison's fault.
Harrison has serious issues. I know that's stating the obvious. But his aunt was very much like him. This'll require some elaboration. Back when Harrison and I started out, his parents never had a lot of time for him. He had no friends, and he stayed with his Aunt Ramona for most of the week. I felt bad for him. We were both in a similar boat.
Abusive relatives.
Yes. Some of the stories he told me about his aunt are almost unbelievable. He even brought a cattle prod to school once or twice.
Are you serious? How the hell did he get one of those?
It's not something that
Rufus, what is it?
Care to explain why you're trespassing on this property?
Not at all. Just getting the evidence I need. I'll be on my way now.
Pathetic. The only thing you got is a misdemeanor.
Eliezer sends his regards. Oh, and Paul. I hope to see you at our rally. It's gonna be a blast.
You're going to the rally?
I am.
It's a trap. Don't go.
Look, I have to make my point. This whole P.A.B. thing is gone too far. It's about time we find a better way of dealing with our problems.
The student body won't see it that way. Gotta run. See you both there.
I assume the security cameras around this house work very well?
Yes.
It may be wise for us both to issue a restraining order. Loitering and trespassing as an unwanted guest is reason enough.
Just got a reply from Hunter. He's confirmed our suspicions. He took this picture at Paul's grandparents' house. Rufus is there.
I have to admit, I'm proud of you, kid.
Yes. I was skeptical at first. But I think your approach has strengthened P.A.B.
Hey kid, remember what I said? Don't let them get inside your head. Back in Tyndale I let that bitch Brianna get inside mine. Never again.
But, if the whole reason you're here is to get revenge on her, then isn't she still in your head?
Well I just... What was the question again?
Brutus, just stop thinking. So anyway, it's true then. We now have proof that Paul Sanchez's family is housing a bully.
Yes. So whatever happens at our rally, we win. Paul can show up and be humiliated in front of the school, or not show up at all, and the whole town will turn against his family either way. It's a flawless plan.
Perfect. So get rid of the long face. We have a job to do. And that's ridding Wilford Heights of every last one of those bullies.